Into
because
what?
of the peer pressure that's within society. You don't talk about that. And let me tell you something. People are starting to talk about it, and that's why I got Fox News, Kate Malloy. Please call me direct, 212-301-3670. We want you for 2 hours tomorrow morning.
You going to do it?
Sure I am, and I'll drill them.
Cool. Can't
But
wait.
I don't care what they think or what they say, and if they throw me off the air, I think that's great.
Well, make sure that it's archived, and we'll put it on republicbroadcasting.org, and we'll count the time exactly when you get thrown off for telling the truth. You're right, Bob. They'd much rather sit around on the deck of the Titanic on the monogram deck chairs in first class and drink brandy and smoke cigars and feel like they're part of the crew, so to speak, and they're all going down. You're right. They want to be accepted. They still want to rub elbows.
Listen to this. This is what they want me to talk about. General Motors CEO.
Really?
Who is stepping down today. I don't even know who he is.
We'll be back. 90 seconds. We're back, ladies and gentlemen, second hour of the National Intel Report with Bob Chapman and Robbie Noel and yours truly, John Stadtmiller, on this first day of December. Oh, does it feel like Christmas yet? Let's go to the phones. Mark in California. Hello, Mark.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey, how y'all doing, gentlemen?
Good.
Great. I have a question for Bob. Hey, Bob, what do you think as far as the gold running up to 1,200? Do you think that there'll be a pullback considering, or I guess, do you see gold being at 1,200 being a psychological level, at a psychological level?
Well, first of all, the answer is no. It is not a psychological area. And it might have been had not our government manipulated the market last Thursday and Friday, sent it down $50. It came back to a minus 12. It was up the next day. It's up the next day. It's up the next day. Right. They blew it big time. Next stop is 1325. When there's no going back. It'll back and fill for anywhere between $50 and $125, solidify, and before April the 1st, we'll see an attack on 1680. Before the end of the year, it'll be $2,500 to $3,000. And if anybody out there isn't a buyer, they're foolish.
Wow. All right. I appreciate it, gentlemen. Thank you.
Thank you. Renee in North Carolina. Hello, Renee.
Hello.
Hi.
Yes, I have a little pet peeve. And the thing is, I think because this term has become so cliche, people aren't really thinking about how bad it is because it's kind of like the soft way of saying it. You have the term in denial, which is kind of a little psychobabble term. You know, to drive the meaning home, what this really means is it means you lie to yourself. And, I think from time to time that needs to be pointed out so people really understand how serious it is. Excuse me. If you're in denial, it means you lie to yourself, and you need to face that and come to terms to that. Because somehow the in denial thing kind of glosses over it.
Well, I think you're absolutely right. Absolutely right. They like to use these little words that saves people pain.
Yeah, so they don't feel so bad about themselves.
That's right. We've got to make sure everybody has self-esteem. People never talked about this in the 20s and 30s and 40s and 50s and 60s. This garbage that we're fed today about not hurting anybody's feelings. When you're dumb and stupid and you do dumb and stupid things, you should be told so.
Well, that's a hate crime. You can't tell somebody that's stupid they're ignorant.
Did you change your name to Abe Bloxman?
We'll take the break. Thank you, Renee. 800-313-9443. Yeah, I was just reading one of the blogs on one of our stories, and I'm being accused of being a Jew, a crypto Jew. Abe, my brother.
Get ready for Real Talk Radio. You're listening to the National Intel Report with your host, John Stadtmiller.
Oh, and by the way, Robbie, Jerry Corsi has been denied access to the UN Climate Change Convention in Copenhagen. And the reason given is Axel Wustenhagen, he's the media coordinator for the event, he consulted with the UN officials. Now, folks, you know, this is right in your face here. It's United Nations, World Policeman.
It's global governance.
There you go. And what they said, well, the reason they gave is, well, WorldNet Daily is a for-profit subsidiary of nonprofit Western Journalism Center. So they checked with the UN guidelines on this. They got stalled for a couple of weeks on it while they deliberated on the matter, and they've refused him entry, which I find rather fascinating. You know,
well, I mean, this is how far global governance is concerned. Now, obviously, I don't align myself with with obviously the anarchists that are going to be in attendance at Copenhagen. But I got a story up on eaglesup.com where they have given the police the powers to arrest anybody who they think may cause disruption. Not if they know someone's going to cause a disruption, just if they think someone's going to be a perpetrator of some sort of thing.
Well, that's I liked what
it's kind of like preemptive strike, if you will.
I like what Michael Badnarik said on the video Camp FEMA, that in this country they had to necessarily set up free speech zones, and the free speech zones, for purposes of demonstration, are moved sometimes miles away from the event. And he said, just by nature that you were born in this country, all 50 states are a free speech zone. So they're getting desperate. They chased Al Gore out of a book signing the other day. 100 of these guys.
He was terrified. He ran into an alley, jumped in the car, and never looked back.
And this whole thing is falling apart. And I'm wondering, Bob, I mean, this Copenhagen thing is coming up, what, in a week?
Yep.
Yeah, and Obama, they played games. Oh, he's not going to attend. He's not going to attend. Well, he's going over to Oslo to get his award, his
Peace Prize after sending 30,000 troops to Afghanistan.
I'm looking at this, and I'm looking at this, and I'm going, oh, he's just going to collect his prize and then stop by Copenhagen just to jot his signature on. And I said this, and I meant this. I hope he does sign whatever agreements and treaties that is going to start the ball rolling on their global governance scheme. And if we have anybody in this country in the military, and I'm not a big advocate of military coups, we've seen enough of those, but to have a contingent of Marines when Air Force One lands, taxis and parks, when that guy steps out on the platform, he's escorted away in handcuffs. They need to arrest him. This is treason beyond belief. The guy is sitting, he's got a seat now on the UN Security Council. How much more do people need? I mean, it's right in your face, and they're operating in the light of day. I'm beside myself. I'm so far beside myself, I'm not even next to myself anymore. This is blatantly in your face, and they don't give a damn. Oh, I don't know, Bob.
Well, no, you're absolutely right. And they're on the run. And I've discussed this on many programs. And we've got them going. They don't know which way to run. Mm-hmm. And when all is said and done, the military will not back them. And I feel very assured of that. And that means that they're going to lose. And that means we're going to have show trials like we had at Nuremberg. We're going to march them all out and accuse them of what they've done, and we're going to try and convict them and hang them, or use a guillotine or whatever we want to do. And we're going to take all the wealth away from their families and put it in the U.S. Treasury. And they know, because they monitor every one of these programs, and they know what we're going to do to them.